So welcome back, friends, to another beautiful day on the homestead. It is cold as charity today at about, what, 19 degrees or so when we woke up. So that means, well, we're going to work in the wood shop today. So last year, I believe it was, I forged this fireplace poker. And remember, we made that octagon, that cool, the most pleasing to a hand shape, that octagon shape, the oak handle. Well, a few days back, some feral animal came into the yard and was picking a fight with the heart racer and Lucy. And I had this in my hand, and I took after it with this, and so doing broke the handle. Let's see what happened and what we can do to prevent this from happening again. So you can see that that is a square, it's just a round, we just forged a little round deal on there, and that was just kind of a friction fit, and no big surprises there, it cracked out there. Yeah, okay, so what should have been done is we should have put some sort of like a ferrule on here, like this. Now that would have, if we would have done that, and that would have been a nice tight press fit. You know, funny, that's amazing that that fits like that. Do you know what this is? I was thinking, so we'll make another one of these, and we'll do a nice ferrule. Man, that's a perfect fit. We'll put a nice ferrule on it, and then so I was thinking, what could I use for that? And I could just take a piece of like a black pipe, and and cut the pipe off. But you guys know I love brass so much. Polished brass is so pretty, and I didn't have any brass tubing, but I had some old shark fittings. These are 3/4 inch. This is just like a water cap, sharp fitting that fits over the PEX type of pipe, and it's kind of a toolless deal. And so what I did is I had an old coupler and I cut it off on the bandsaw, and I stripped all those guts out of it. There's an O-ring, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in those things. When I took it apart, I realized why they're so expensive. So I got this off there. So I cut that off there. Now it's just a rude cut, but if we take this over to if we put this on the belt sander and sand that off, and we'll have to sand a little bit off the lip too, because it's not perfectly flat inside. Wouldn't that make a nice ferrule? What I was thinking, with a little bit of work. But what's the chance of this ferrule fitting tight and repairing the handle? It's amazing. It is amazing, isn't it? I can't believe it. Well, we're not going to leave that would work. You could glue it on there. But we'll redo it, do it properly. Okay. I clamp my belt sander in the vise. I use it for stuff like this all the time. That I can just lock the trigger on and have kind of a do-all grinder type of a surface. It's getting so hot I can't hold on to it even with a welding glove there. This is going to make a beautiful ferrule, isn't it? So we got that lip knocked off of there. Right there, I just took this little 3-sided file and just kind of worked that around a few times. That's beautiful. Boy, brass is beautiful, isn't it? Last time we used hickory, and hickory, that would look pretty right there, wouldn't it? But what would look better, what I was thinking, what if we use some black walnut? I've got some beautiful pieces right here. I've got these 3 pieces, live edged, super dry, in single-digit percentage there. How nice would that be? Look at that, when that's all buffed and polished, wouldn't that look good with that brass right there? That's gunstock quality, right? Walnut right there. So what I was thinking is I've got this little piece, should be enough. I like the size of this. It worked really, really good with the hand. And on the largest side, we definitely have plenty of room there. So let's go with the walnut and brass.
Small boys raced off with the news. The feared Napoleon Bonaparte was at sea and headed for an unknown destination with an immense fleet of overwhelming numbers.
We've got our rough shape here, so we probably want to start thinking about this ferrule. So we're going to want that to, we're basically push right there. So be very little conservative there what we want to do. And I've set my calipers to roughly what I need. I think I may have taken too much material down over there because it's not going to match up to the shoulder very well. But let's see here what we got. We're a little bit of a rough surface on there from that belt sander, so I thought we'll just put this on the stone here and let's polish that up. Let's actually go over to the coarse side of our stone. Get the big heavy scratches out of that because we want that to look real pretty and polished. That's seated and very nice, very tight. I've never worked with brass on a lathe before. I guess we could. There's some like stocking numbers on that, you know, because it was a pipe fitting, and some tool marks. I thought we could maybe just simply file out. Okay, I can see the last of them have went away. So this has a kind of a nice brush finish on it from, what was that? That was 150 grit. Well, I thought maybe we'd try a little steel wool and see if that doesn't put a nice polish on it. Funny how design or your idea for something kind of changes and evolves as you make it. I was thinking I wanted to make that really flush, or that wood to come down there like a ferrule, but I didn't want to waste the wood that we'd already turned as well because I only have just those 3 pieces of the walnut. And actually, I think that looks really cool. It's almost like a ring that's slid on there. So I finished buffing and polishing this with the steel wool. I even did the wood with it. We'll just put a little bit of little boiled linseed oil on here. Oh, that walnut is so pretty. And I was thinking that I would cut the end of that off, but I like the look of it. I put a little chamfer on there, and that brass ring really complements it. Oh, that is pretty, isn't it? Man, that walnut is beautiful wood. Just beautiful. So, let's see how that looks there. How pretty is that? I mean, that is absolutely exquisite. Once you put your linseed oil on your first coat, you can wipe it off. You don't need it dripping all over everything, getting on your hands any more than it has to. Wow, the luster, look at that, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. This is way better than that other one. This is going to give me joy and pleasure. Oh, I got to oil the end of that. Every time I grab it, this is a tool that we have in our hands, all of us, every member of the family, multiple times a day, as we're always, the wood stove is the heart of the home, and we're always tending it. Nice thing about turning this on the lathe, now we have those exact centers so that we can pre-drill that. That is really pretty, isn't it? That's really special. I like that. What a nice gift that would make, a fire poker like this. Huh? Very clean and simple. Just gives me the fizz, it does. All right, let's go drill it. If memory serves, I think that was a half-inch hole on there. Looks pretty close. That's actually the biggest one that I have in the shop. Have to be very careful here. there it is. I have to say that turned out pretty nice. It's a whole lot prettier than that other one. Actually, I like it better. Oh, they're both nice. But that brass ring on there, that's the way it should have been done. So that's going to be really strong. It's delightful. That walnut's just gorgeous wood. I think that's the first time I've really ever worked with it that I recall. It's a beautiful wood. That's it. There's a new fire poker handle. So that was a fun project, and will make me happy for years to come to have that on there. That really looks pretty. Just very elegant. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.